Welcome back again, guys, from Tampa Bay. Today I'm reviewing the 2016 Suzuki GSX SX1000. I'm excited to do this one because this is right up my alley for something that I'm actually looking to buy. Okay, I'm 6'2", 250 pounds. 32-inch inseam. Fit on this is excellent. Standing up, I got about a ½ inch under my seat. Seat itself is wide, comfortable. There is no forward slope. You know, for a long time I've been thinking the Yamaha FZ09 or FJ09 was going to be my next bike, but this one has a very similar feel, but a heck of a lot nicer seating position. Bars are light, thin feeling, not quite as a light front end as some other bikes, typical smaller naked bikes, but light enough. Obviously no windscreen, that's something that I appreciate for city riding. Very responsive engine. I am barely blipping this throttle. Feels like I am right on top of the steering. That's another thing I'm looking for. Very, very nimble. Extremely smooth engine, just nothing but butter. I've got a light on the dash that says TC, probably for traction control. I don't know if that means it's on or off. If it's off, I don't know why the button's on. I mean, if it's on, I don't know why the light is on. It'd kind of be a little annoying to have that light on all the time. Typically, you're going to keep it on. Beautiful sound. It has a lot of power down low. Then right in the middle, there's a little lag, and then it kicks right back up. Right about 5,000 RPM. I don't know if this has some kind of system in the valve train going on or something on the intake, but it feels like there's something activating right about that point. Absolutely no vibration. Beautiful sound coming out of it. It's a combination of the intake and exhaust. Looking at the gauges, easy enough to read. It's got a digital bar tack, but it's larger than a lot of competing bikes, and I can actually see it. The segments themselves are numbered and barred, and I can glance down. It has the 5 and the 10 kind of standing out. They have a bigger number, a bigger outline around the numbers, and just glancing down at it with my eyes, I can tell where I'm at. So I appreciate that. That's a good design element. Large digital readout right in the middle, and then a gear indicator to the right of that. And then a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to be looking at right now because I'm in traffic. But I'm in direct sun, and it is absolutely perfect. So great display. Third gear roll-on, tons of power. Very smooth. This thing has miles of RPMs to go. Red lines, it's 11.5. I'm just playing around 6 right now. Great. Little bit of vibration through the frame. Let's go into top gear here into 6. Still has a little bit of vibration. I feel it in the tank more than anything. It's just got a slight buzz on my legs. Nothing on the foot pegs, nothing in the bars, nothing in the seat. So it's just right around the tank area. And she was reminding me that I'm a dumbass and still had my turn signals on. Thank you for that. Adjusting the mirrors a little bit here. They're a bit bouncy. Trying to spread out a bit. Average coverage. I have about half the usable mirrors. I see my elbows in the first half and then the normal road on the other. So on par with the vast majority of other motorcycles. Pretty vibration free, so they are quite usable. Still, what is with these rubber bouncy looking turn signals on modern bikes? I don't get that. I've seen these on quite a few lately. I don't like it. At least these aren't bouncing around going down the road like Yamahas do. Controls feel nice thick levers, real good feel. It's still a cable driven clutch, but it has good feedback. It's not super light. Sometimes if you have springs that are just too light, you don't really get some road feel. Speaking of road feel, suspension's pretty darn good. It feels much more sport bike like than an adventure bike. I've been on a lot of these segment of bikes and they really go towards the overly soft, squishy suspension. I don't quite know what they're trying to do, but this one has quite a more controlled suspension. Brakes are really good. A little bit of nosedive, nothing unusual, but very nice control. Second gear wide open, a lot of torque, beautiful growl out of the exhaust. Definitely dig that. I'll try a first gear here if we get some time. Didn't feel like it was pulling the front end up in second there, didn't expect it to, but tons of usable power. And obviously with such a tall gearing, this thing has a lot of range. I want to see what first will kind of want to go to. I have a feeling it's going to want to go towards maybe 70 or 80. It feels like it's geared more like a sport bike. Let's see, it's gonna, okay, first 6,000. Oh man, lots of power in first. Just absolutely linear electric rocket ship power. Love it. Let's get it from a stop here. Little jerky throttle. The engine itself is fantastic, but it's got some jerkiness on the delivery. It's controllable with the clutch though. I don't want to do a full pull on this curve. Should be able to get it after the next light. I've been around this course before. No matter what gear you're in, it just wants to pull. Super smooth. Man, even 6th gear. It just goes. Testament to how light the bike is. Feels extremely flickable. Feels a lot lighter than it probably is. Tank itself is very narrow. Seating position is excellent. My legs are right into the nice comfy little pockets. Turning is sweet. Just loves to dive right in. No effort. Doesn't want to push out. Beautiful. Alright, should be able to get a, let's try some downshifting here. A little harsh on the downshifting. The clutch is very good, so it's grabbing the gears really well. Should be able to get a nice first gear run here and at least see what it's got for the most part. Waiting for everybody to catch up. Seat itself is on the firm side, but it has just enough padding. My butt feels very good. The width from front to back is very good. I'm not squished against the tank. I'm not sliding forward whatsoever. There is a shelf, but it's got a real nice curve on the back of my butt. It's not only holding me in place, but it's not creating a pressure point. Oh yeah, pulls the front end right up. That was about 3/4 throttle. So y'all can watch the video and work out what that first gear would be going to, but you're definitely over 60 easily in first gear. So not quite like a GSX R1000 where you're going to be approaching 100 miles an hour in first. This is aimed, I guess, a little bit shorter geared. And that combined with the lightweight of this bike, man, this is a wheelie machine for sure. This feels a lot like the BMW, oh geez, what was it? The SX1000 I reviewed? A lot like that. Not quite as extreme with the engine though. That engine was a beast. Definitely had a lot more power than this. But the rideability is pretty darn close between the two. And I like this suspension a heck of a lot more because the BMW had more of an adventure bike suspension. It was not only a lot taller, and I could not easily flat foot that bike, but it had a very squishy suspension. A lot of travel. This is much more stiff. And that's probably why it feels so wonderful around the curves. Definitely digging it. Okay, I'm reading some of the information on the gauge now, and there's another indicator that says traction control off. So that's why the light is on. That's fine. Don't know where the button is to alter it. Probably one of these, mode, select, I don't know. Not going to mess with it right now. I don't know if this has any programmable ride modes. I don't see anything like that, like sport or normal or rain or anything like that. So it may just have one power setting. Not 100% sure, but there's nothing on the dash at all about what mode I would be in. Let me see if I can flick through this real quick. That's putting a I or something. Oh, okay, traction control mode 1, 2, 3, and off. Okay, so that's all that button does. That's all right. Very good clutch feel off the start. Tons of torque down low, which should be pretty obvious on a 1000cc inline 4. Tons of power. You're not wanting for any kind of power. Really love the growl out of this. Stock exhaust, it's got a snarl. Trying not to get up next to this guy. They want us in a staggered formation, of course. Safety first. Whew, not loving the garbage truck smell. It's a bit potent, let me tell you. This is a great bike. This could be a city bike without any doubt. It is that light and nimble. Really doesn't feel like a big 1000cc engine. I mean, a 1000cc engine is a big, chunky engine, but it's carrying its weight really low. This does not have any kind of top heaviness at all. This is now at the top of my list for my next bike. I'm not even kidding. Which really shocked me. This was the number one I wanted to try from Suzuki, and I'm really glad I did. It goes back to what I've said in other reviews, man. Test ride a bike you're interested in. This was not at the top of my list. This looked interesting on paper, but I did not think it was going to be exactly this kind of bike. So that's a pleasant surprise. Come on, traffic. Alright, well, I think that's about it for this review. We're almost back to the shop here. And that about covers it. Well, going over those bumps, just a quick note on the suspension, soaked them right up. Very, very controllable. Absolutely no problem. A couple motor officers there. It's a beautiful day out, so there's a lot of bikes out today. Alright, so this has been the 2015 Suzuki GSX S1000. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.